OMG, does it make sense these days? I don't look at anything as oh, poor me. I look at it as, okay, why did I call this in? And so today I've started writing my third book. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis and I am not live at 5 this Monday. Ladies and gents, as I explained last week, I am actually going to be in the air off on a magical mystery tour at the time that this video will go out on YouTube. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any way of getting that out onto Facebook without me being physically live. So this is only going out on YouTube this time. However, I am going to post the link on Facebook to make sure that if any of you guys enjoy these videos, and they do seem to be gathering a lot more popularity on Facebook over recent weeks. So please do head over to YouTube here, and hopefully if you're watching this, it means that you are over here so that you can actually tap into what magic is going to be spread from me today. Now, I might be doing this video in 2 pieces. I'm not too sure. I'm actually filming this first part on June the 28th for a reason. I've had a really interesting situation take place today, and I wanted to share that with you. However, before we go into that, how has your week been? Have you been keeping up with these energies? By the time this video comes out, we are going to be in the throes of July, and I am so excited. Like, it's going to be the 3rd of July by the time this video goes out, and it's fair to say that the 4th of July is going to be a whopping day, ladies and gents. Now, I know, obviously, the 4th of July is not only my gorgeous stepdaddy's birthday. Happy birthday if you ever watch my videos. But hey, if he does watch, happy birthday. Also, of course, it's Independence Day in America. Now, this is a big day for our American friends, and I know I've got a lot of supporters in America. So happy Independence Day for tomorrow. I'm going to be bringing a little bit of magic to you guys on your Independence Day by doing some extremely special work that is going to start at 4:44 on the 4th, of course, and it's going to be rippling into the next few days. So do not be surprised as to what's going to happen. Now, I'm not going to share. I've shared with my team and I've shared with a handful of people what I feel is going to happen off the back of what I'm doing this time round. And as always, I'm sorry, I'm going to be aloof about where I'm going, but this has been a destination that has been calling me for quite some time. And I'm going to be honest, I've been ignoring it for quite some time for a number of reasons. And you will all know exactly why when I come back and I tell you, I've got the tale to share with you guys. So I am excited to be doing this. I've got to be honest, I have been doing a lot of missions very quietly of recent. Obviously, when David and I were together, it was very public, although we didn't share where we went. It was very public. We would share videos and all the rest of it, and I'm just not doing that at the moment. I am taking video footage and I am promising that I'm going to create some content, but right now at the moment the time just isn't presenting itself to do that. It's more important. I had this earlier today, I did a video earlier today and I literally had my voice taken as I was doing it. So I'm going to take it that I'm not supposed to be speaking about that right now, but I will be getting these videos out at some point. I've got a beautiful, like I say, a beautiful amount of content to put together. I have been on some wild journeys, and when you guys connect the dots of what I've been doing, you're going to be blown away by what's been happening and the way that things have been feeding back, even though I haven't been going, oh yeah, I was there, and oh yeah, I was there. So this trip that I'm just about to go on is going to see 4 countries. Hang on. Yeah, 4 countries. I probably should have got my head together and got all my facts straight before I came on. But yeah, it's going to see me visit 4 different countries, and they're all going to get different codes. They're all going to get different imprints. They're all going to get different activations. And this is about stepping us forwards. Now, a long time ago now, I was told, I'm talking nearly 10 years ago now, I was told very clearly, Lucy, if you ever feel drawn to go somewhere, and this is written in my book, my book's over there, I can't even show you a copy, but my first book that I've published, From Head to Heart, that book is, it actually, I'm sure it shares this story of, you know, I was told very clearly, like, if you feel drawn to go anywhere, go, because it means that your soul is taking you, your intuition is taking you to go and do some work there. And at some point, all of the work will make sense. OMG, does it make sense these days? Now it's almost calculated the way that it works and it presents itself. So for example, I actually had to go to my dentist today, and that's what I'm going to share a story with you about shortly. But basically what happened today was, on the way to the dentist, a particular place presented itself twice to me, and I'm like, why are you presenting yourself? And then on the way back, another place which is within that place presented itself, and I'm like, okay. And I messaged one of my team and I'm like, hey, help me figure out what the heck is going on here. And then all of the dots got connected, and it's very much linked to the work that I'm going to be doing over the next few days, even though it is in a totally different place. And this is what is magic, guys. This is what is absolute magic. There is a couple of journeys that are taking place. There's a couple of things that are happening behind closed doors. And as you guys know, I don't hide the fact that this is about righting the wrongs of history. You know, this is about righting the wrongs of history. Now, a lot of people could ask you a question of like, how do you know that you're righting the wrongs? How do you know that the wrongs are wrong? Like, and I give it to you. You know, I have to trust that the work that I'm doing is being guided by the divine light, rather than anything else. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that, just by the way that things come into my life, but also the way things leave my life. And the way that things, like, I'm constantly being protected, like, even though it might not feel like it at the time, I'm constantly being protected. So I have to trust that I am doing the light God's work. I actually did a little video today to go out on TikTok. I don't think I've posted it yet, but basically talking about gods and things like that. So keep your eyes peeled, because what I'll do is I'll pop it on here as a YouTube short. I think they call them a short or something on here. I don't know. I've only posted one, but I am going to do another one. So like I was saying, ladies and gents, today, I'm very excited about the trip. I haven't been able to think about it until this now moment, although it was sorted on Sunday just gone. Obviously I'm filming this on Wednesday, so it was sorted, it was decided, I was given the all go on Sunday just gone. I haven't actually had any time to focus on it. On Monday is my busiest day out with work. I am literally up against it from like 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. I'm back to back with calls. I'm still working with Zoom to get this issue resolved that has taken place, which is not good. It's gone legal now, so lots of legal things going on at the moment, and that's just the way that it is right now. Like, I can't take it any further, so that's been handed over to lawyers now. So it's an extremely important period of time whereby we are, you know, having to recognize where we can and can't focus our attentions, and with that, as far as I'm concerned, I've got it as far as I could on Monday night. What was very interesting is, from an energetic perspective, on Monday evening, I got a very, very interrupted sleep. I had every 40 minutes I was being woken up. Now I was spinning around in my bed. It was like I was fighting. I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I've done 10 rounds with Tyson. And I felt rubbish, I'll be honest with you. And I don't say that lightly. I woke up and I felt as if I was getting some sort of sickness or dis-ease. And it felt very similar to when the bioweapon hit me in 2021. I think it was July 2021 when that hit me. Or was it 2020? No, I think it was 2021. I don't know. It was at some point anyway. So that's kind of what it felt like. And I was like, oh my God, no way. So I actually had to take yesterday to be very quiet, very peaceful, go inwards, rest as much as I possibly could. I couldn't eat food. Now, if you know me, you know, like, that's not, you know that there's something wrong when I can't eat. I can eat so well. And for a little person, I can eat a lot. And I couldn't even bring myself to do that. I couldn't, like, literally, I couldn't even stomach fruit, which is very weird. So today, when I woke up, and I felt absolutely amazing, and I was pleased about that, because obviously I had to go to the dentist. I've loaded on, you know, beautiful watermelons and mangoes and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fruits like that. It's very interesting what's happening right now. And I know I've been speaking about these in the energy updates, but what I am seeing is that as we're stepping further into our light bodies, we just don't need the food. You know, like I made myself a little bit of like proper food, if you like, tonight, and I just didn't want to eat it. I'm like, just give me the fruit and I'm happy. And I'm loading on juices and things like that. So just allow your intuition to guide you right now, ladies and gents. Allow your body to tell you, allow yourself to feel and be present with anything that's going on. And it actually leads me quite nicely into my next little segment. So like I say, the reason I started filming this today, and I actually do feel that this is going to come on in 2 separate pieces, because I didn't expect to do this today, in all honesty. There's a subject that I really do want to speak about, and I thought that's what it would be going out about this Monday. But today, like I say, I went to my dentist, and as you guys know, I love my dentist. If you haven't heard me on Instagram banging on about this man, then you've missed out on a trick. He is absolutely amazing. He is a wonderful, wonderful person. His knowledge is phenomenal. He aligns with me and my values so much. And it took me a long time to find him. Honestly, I went to a few different dentists before I found this one. And I am just so, so, so grateful that I did, because like I say, every time I go to him, I learn so much more. Now, today wasn't about him looking in my mouth. Today was about, there's a couple of teeth that I said to him I was a little bit unsure of, and you know, that I don't know, there was just something that wasn't quite right with them. Now, for those of you that don't know, a bit like reflexology, you have points on your feet which you can touch, which relate to all of the different parts of your body. It's the same with your hand as well, and it's the same with your teeth. So the body is such an intrinsic piece of equipment. It is the most, you know, crazy, divinely created, wonderful piece of art that we know everything by the way that it's showing up. So like I talked to you about, your trauma shows up because of certain pains or certain physical things. It's exactly the same with your teeth. It's exactly the same with your feet. It's exactly the same thing with your hands. So, you know, I spoke to him about these couple of areas, and I said, you know, like, we just need to look at these. And me and him have got a whole plan about what we're going to do with, you know, like how I want my mouth to look, and feel and all the rest of it. And my gums and my mouth health is just phenomenal. Since I've been going to see this man, he's been pumping them full of oxygen and all sorts of really amazing things like that. Anyway, today it was about me going for a bioresonance scan. So for those of you that don't know, a bioresonance is basically you hold these metal rods, and I've had one done before back in the UK, and it basically tells you your intolerances and different bits and pieces like that. So I went there today. He's got a very sophisticated piece of equipment, and I went there today and basically to understand what's been going on. So it's only really in the last couple of months that I've really been feeling a certain way with a couple of my teeth. Now, they're not painful, please don't get me wrong, my gums aren't bleeding, nothing like that, but there was just something in my heart and my soul that was saying I need to get this looked at. So we agreed to do it because I wanted it done anyway. And what was absolutely fascinating is it showed up the intolerances that I obviously knew. I know that I'm gluten intolerant. I know that I'm lactose intolerant, showed up certain things like that. But the most fascinating thing that showed up, which is why I wanted to come on and do this video today, or at least film this first part of it, is my dentist is very, very concerned about my right lung. Very concerned. Now, I said to him, is it because I used to smoke? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? But in my heart, I knew. And he said to me, oh, no, Lucy. He said, you're suffering heartbreak. Like, and he obviously, my dentist, I was seeing him when I found out I was pregnant, and I was supposed to be having a tooth removed. And of course I couldn't have the anesthetic. So I had to be honest with him and let him know that I was pregnant very, very, very early on. He's one of the only people that knew very early on. And so obviously he said, no, we can't do that treatment, not whilst you're pregnant, maybe in the 3rd trimester, but until then, Lucy, no, we can't do it. So we started looking at different things, and he was monitoring things, and he was like, yeah, go away for a few months and I'll see you in a few months, and yada, 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 yada. But obviously, after the miscarriage, things changed. So he said to me, you know, Lucy, you're going through this heartbreak because of the baby. I think you're grieving because of the baby. And it actually made me stop and realize that I haven't actually been able to grieve the loss of the baby. Because since that moment, I have been in a complete fight or flight mode. Now, it has been non-stop since I lost the baby. I've had to find a new home. I've had to, you know, all these different things have had to take place. And you know what? It wasn't until today when he raised this to me that I thought, God, he's right. I haven't actually looked at this. Like, I've cried and I've allowed myself to release some of this. But the way that he spoke to me today and the way that the message landed with me today, it was like, shit, Lucy, you've really, really, really got to take some time to practice what you preach and actually feel the pain of the breakdown of the relationship and the loss of your baby. And it hit me like a ton of shit, ladies and gents. My left lung is absolutely okay. But my right lung, which is the masculine side of the body, that's the side that he has said to me, you know, you really, really do need to, like, this is dangerous, Lucy. So I came home today after that. And this is my pregnancy folder. Can you see? From when I obviously went for my first scan. And I opened it up. I'm going to pop my headphones in because there's a child just screaming. So I'm just going to pop my headphones in rather than I'm not sure if you can hear it or not. So I'm just going to pop my headphones in, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Hopefully that will block out any of the noise, guys. So apologies that I just had to do that, especially at this quite important moment. So today, I actually went back through and I had a little look. And I've actually allowed myself to look at the scan picture of my baby here. And feel him. Probably going to get emotional now. But I allowed myself for the first time to go back and actually feel it. And I went back and I read the letter from the doctor telling me that the pregnancy was healthy and all of the medication that they prescribed me. And then I even brought myself to reading the letter, which said that I was having a spontaneous abortion, which basically means a miscarriage. I haven't allowed myself to do any of that since, because I had to move out of my home. I moved straight up to another area to get my head together. And then it was a case of like emptying out the place where I lived and moving. And I just haven't been able to stop. Now I know that I moved well over a month ago, but I haven't been able to stop, what with work and what with lots of other bits and pieces, and then things like the Zoom account. And today it hit me that I have to allow myself to feel this. And I have to allow myself to be present with the grief. And so today I've started writing my third book, because this is in my third book. I actually spoke to a very dear friend of mine today, and I said, I think the only way that I am going to be able to release all of this, because I can't speak it yet. I can't speak it yet. The only way I'm going to be able to do this is write the book. So that's what I've done. I know a lot of you have been asking when the second book is coming out, but I've had to start the third book. because this is going to be my therapy. This is going to be how I get to release this hurt and this pain that is harboring in my lung. Now, what's fascinating, ladies and gents, is for me, I was like, get to my liver, go check my liver out, mate, because if my lungs are like that, go check my liver out. Now, what's fascinating is my heart was absolutely fine. So with regards to probably the breakdown of the relationship, I'm okay. But it's the grief of the baby and the circumstances around the baby, I feel, is what is damaging this right lung. So like I say, I said to him, hey, dude, you've got to go and check out my liver because I've been really freaking angry in the last 2 months. Like I have really, really, really wanted to say some things and I haven't been able to. And my liver was perfect. So actually, me thinking that I've been angry and me thinking all of these things, nonsense. I've obviously learned how to control and how to process my anger based on the bloody years of living in an angry space. And actually, those moments, those bursts of anger that I've had have been so good for me to actually release this pressure. Whereas being suppressed from crying and having to suppress emotions around certain topics is what's actually created the impact within the lungs. Now, you guys know how I feel about all of this. Like everything is emotional trauma based. I have worked endlessly on my health for the last 10 years to get where I've got. I'm not saying I'm perfect, far from it. I'm sat here authentically, vulnerably in front of you saying, I fucked up. I haven't processed this emotion. I haven't allowed myself to process. I haven't allowed myself to feel this. Okay, it's because I've been distracted. I've got loads of reasons why it makes it okay. Oh God, I could give you a whole ream. Most of you, you'd be mortified if I shared even a half of the things that I've got to share. But this is why I'm sharing it with you. Because you might think that 10 years ago, you dealt with the fact that your mum left your dad or your partner cheated on you. But trust me, when you start connecting dots and you start realizing that you suppressed certain things to save other people or other things or other places, and you realize that actually you've just hurt yourself in the process, trust me, it's a humbling experience. So I'm going to be taking a bit of time for me. I know I took some time for me recently. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to be doing my videos. I'm still going to be doing all that stuff. But I am like putting a little break on my one-to-ones and things like that for a while because I need to get this sorted. He has literally given me a warning today. Lucy, your right lung is in a really bad way. Now I know very quickly I can get things sorted. Thankfully, I work with a bunch of healers. Thankfully, I know how to go deep. Thankfully, I've got a book to write that is going to get all of this out of me. The truth is just going to ripple on out. And I've been biting my tongue so much on so many different things over the last 6 to 8 months, 12 months kind of thing. So it's going to be therapy for me to be able to release all of this from my cells. It's time. I can't risk my physical body because if my physical body doesn't behave the way that I need it to behave, then there is not going to be any Lucy. And so, you know I've got loads of people reaching out for one-to-ones and stuff at the moment. Like I'm not going to be taking on anybody else until September at the earliest. I can't. I have to be focused on me right now. I have to be really, really treasuring myself and allowing myself to come back online. And I guess I'm hoping that I empower you guys to put a boundary in place as well. I hope. So this trip that I've got coming up, I'm going to be gone for about a week. And this trip that I've got coming up is going to be a really beautiful time for me to just get connected, get back into my own skin, get back in alignment. You know, I am going to be, of course, I'll be on social media. You won't know where I am. You won't know what I'm doing. I'll probably just be posting reels or something like that. You guys know I've got quite good at those recently. I might be able to do some Instagram lives when I'm in my hotel room, and I'll certainly be sticking to my normal commitments of doing the lives and obviously my client meetings that I do. I'll be sticking to those. However, what I'm going to be doing is taking the rest of the time for me, making sure that although I'm doing the energy work, making sure that I'm actually getting what I need and the food for my soul, not just feeding the souls of the millions and billions of people around the world that need it. Now, I know that's been a bit of a heavy start, guys. I'm so sorry, but I had to just share it with you. Like I have to get this out of my cells now. I have to share with you guys that this stuff is happening for real. And a lot of us think that we've got our stuff together and we don't. Now, I truly, truly believe right now that we are all stepping into our karma. And I'm like, okay, like what karma have I created by this? I don't look at anything as a, oh, poor me. I look at it as, okay, why did I call this in? Like, what on earth was I thinking? Why did I call this in? I don't look at anybody and think, oh my God, why did I ever date you? I mean, there's a guy that I dated many years ago now, like 10 years ago or whatever. And he was great when we were in a relationship. As soon as we split up, he was just next level. And what's the irony about it is whenever I do an Instagram live now, I block him quite frequently, but whenever I do an Instagram live, a new account pops up, oh, she was the best thing to ever happen to me. And I'm like, oh God, block. But the truth of the matter is, even him, you know, even him, I send him love. I just, you know, I don't have to be bad against people. Doesn't mean I need to go back there or I want to go back there. It just means like, what's the point in me having anger towards someone? I learned so much from that guy. Like he literally taught me so much. And, you know, what not to do, how not to behave at the end of a relationship. Like literally, I was like, whoa, like I'm just going to walk away from a relationship with dignity and I'm never going to, you know, because I learned from him. I learned so much from him. And I'd never, like any of my exes would tell you, I've never been one for creating a scene at the end of a relationship. Like when I'm done, I'm done. And if somebody wants to leave me, then I respect that. I might be a bit upset, but I respect that completely. But once I'm done, I just go. I go peacefully. But even him, I still send him love. I still send him thanks. You know, because this is the only way that we can step forwards. Do I want to speak to him again? No, never. Do I ever want to, you know, be in a room with him again? No, never. What would I do if he turned up at a seminar of mine? Probably get him thrown out, you know. Let's be honest about it. I'm just being really real. But the fundamental truth of the matter is I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I shared that experience. I'm grateful that I learned it. Clearly, on some level, I called it in. And just to be really clear, guys, this is not me putting him down. This is me just sharing a scenario. And he's the only thing that I didn't put in my book because I didn't want to feed energy to that situation. He's the only thing that I didn't put in that book. Maybe I should have done. Who knows? But it's the only thing that I didn't put in my book. And like I say, I'm grateful. And I think we all need to be grateful for everything that we've called in, because I truly believe that we call it in. It's not a situation whereby, you know, sometimes it's the other person calling it in. They need to see your boundaries. They need to experience what it's like to be told, no, you're not going to do that. Like it's on both sides, right? Remember, we're all messengers for each other. And I'm a true believer in this. I truly believe that everything that happens has to happen. Otherwise it wouldn't have happened. You know, everything that is divinely orchestrated will happen. Now, it might be that some people are ready to ascend and some people aren't. And that's why you have to go off in your own different directions or whatever. Maybe this guy that I was with, he was going to hold me back from going on my spiritual journey. Like this was before I had my awakening, you know? So like, I'm talking a long time ago now. Would I be where I am now? Definitely not. It was him that completely made me go off men before I went to Thailand and I met my lovely ex that I met, and he put my heart back together for me. You know, like it's just everything is divinely orchestrated. And when I ended the relationship with that one, I was like, never again am I ever having a relationship. And then I met Kyle. I said his name. I'm not sure if his name's even in the book, but whatever. Yeah, I met him, and literally piece by piece, he put me back together. He didn't know he was doing that. I didn't even know he was doing that because I was quite stubborn about it, but that's what he did. And I'm so grateful, because now you've got this version of you that sits in front of you, and I've got clear boundaries, and I've got clear, I know who I am. And there's very few people around the world that can say that. So this is why I have to go and take this time. Thankfully, I'm going to be off grid. I'm going to be stealth for the next week. So people aren't going to know where I am. They're not going to know what I'm doing. And, like, this is a big deal. This is a really, really, really big deal. I never thought I would be doing this, I'll be honest. Although I've been speaking about it for a long time, the universe loves to humble me. I've been saying for a very long time, this place is calling me, this place is calling me. But all of a sudden now it's presented itself. And do you know what, ladies and gents, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't know why I put it off 2 months ago, in all honesty, or 3 months ago, or even 4 months ago, but I did, and I am here, and I am where I am. And I genuinely feel that there is probably only a handful of missions left for me to do, and that's going to be the rubber stamp on the thing that I got sent down here to do. Famous last words. You guys know I often say things like that, and then I'm like 2 years later still trotting around the world. Okay, the other subject that I really wanted to speak about today, and I'm just going to go on, and hopefully this will be it. I won't need to pop two videos together, but the other subject I would like to speak about today is predation. I'm really sorry to say that I have had a lot of women reaching out to me, talking to me about events that they have been to, whether it's spiritual events or other events like that, whereby they've gone along and they've had a really beautiful time. And or it might be that they're at an energy event and they're like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, maybe the person leading the event, or maybe one of the speakers at the event, or, somebody to do with the event, is all of a sudden, oh, hi, I saw the way you were looking at me. Oh yeah, do you want my number? Oh, let me take you out. Ladies and gents, I'm going to put it to you like this. If your child went to school, let's say your 17-year-old child went to school. In the UK, that means it's legal to have sex at that age, just so you guys know. I don't know about your relevant countries, but put yourself a year into the legal to have sex category, okay? And a teacher who's been lecturing them, sharing some information, opening them up to the world, maybe it's in history or something like that, and then all of a sudden, after class, they're like, hey, can you just hang back a bit, please? Hey, do you want me to take you for coffee? Do you want me to take you for dinner? Here's my number. I don't know about you, but I'd find that totally inappropriate. And we need to be raising the consciousness that this behavior, no matter where you go or what you are attending, is totally, totally inappropriate. And it must stop now. Ladies, you may feel, oh, isn't it nice that he likes me? Isn't it nice he's giving me attention? He is being predatory on you. Let's call it what it is. Likewise, gents, if there's a woman coming after you at a seminar, and she's been on stage and she's been speaking or whatever, just be very aware of this. I know the men are like, cool, I wouldn't mind if that happened. I know what you boys are like. You want a woman to crack onto you these days more often than not, so that you don't get stuck with, being accused of something. Like, I get it, gents. You really do get a hard time right now. But we need to be recognizing that this is totally inappropriate. Now, like I say, I've had maybe 50 to 100 different scenarios and multiple different names given to me in the last 2 months. Some of them I was not shocked about. Some of them I literally, my jaw hit the ground. So men out there running spiritual events, running events, you know, big events, maybe healing events, something like that, where people come along, please stop preying on the women. It is totally, totally inappropriate to do that. And it must stop. You are basically being a sexual predator. We need to feel safe as we are stepping into our light bodies, as we are stepping up into our higher frequencies. We need to feel safe, all of us, men and women. And at the moment, there are people out there, I don't care if it's a bloody truth event or a spiritual event, it is all the same. If you are a speaker, if you are somebody that is, you know, on a pedestal, for want of better words, and you are being a teacher, know better. There are boundaries that should not ever be crossed. And this is what makes me furious, for want of better words, is there are people out there saying, you know, we've got to speak about this and we've got to put this in place, and then they're doing the behavior themselves. Ladies, if this happens to you, recognize that that is not healthy. Recognize that this is not okay. They are basically preying on you from opening your heart, opening your soul, getting connected to energies, listening to whatever it is, being blown away by their truth or whatever, their perception of truth. We have to get on top of this, and we have to get a reality check. We have normalized this behavior. We've normalized it because, oh, well, you know, I'm over the age of consent and so are they. But how would you feel if it was your child? You are entrusting them to go and listen to somebody, share their views, share their values, share whatever it is. And then as soon as they get the opportunity, there is predation taking place. It doesn't sit right with me. And like I say, there's been a lot of people reaching out to me, telling me about this stuff. Why they come to me, I don't know. I mean, I do on a couple of the names, I really do get it. But on some of the names, I've got no idea why people reach out to me. Maybe it's just because they need me to speak about it. Please, can we up our spiritual hygiene? I know everybody's looking for a non-jabbed person right now and all the rest of it. Like, I get it. But let's not lower our standards and allow these behaviors that we've been shaming for the last 3.5 years to now become the norm, just because, well, it's all right because they don't have this. Oh, it's all right because they're a guru. No, ladies and gents. Basically, what we're doing with this is we are creating a world that is exactly the same as the world that we're all trying to step out of. We have to recognize that it's not okay to do this. It's not okay to do this. When people come to my seminars and my events, I want them to feel so safe. So safe. This behavior should not be taking place. Not whether you are a helper or a speaker or anything. It shouldn't be taking place. And if you are using these kind of places, I'll give you an example. I was at a Joe Dispenza event in August last year. I went to a meditation event with him. And whilst I was there, I met a really, really quite amazing man. He was really, really amazing man. And he blew me away with his knowledge, first and foremost. He blew me away with his just his presence. I think that's the best way to put it. And I was in awe of this man. And, you know, we got talking, as you do at these kind of events. And, you know, he was so professional. And when it came to all of the group, like exchanging details at the end of it, he was only okay to share his social media. And I was like, wow, that's really beautiful. You know, it's really beautiful because there were, I mean, he was a gorgeous guy. There were women that were like, oh, can I take your number? And he was like, no, that's not appropriate. And I think that is amazing because that shows that this is more important to him than him trying to get involved with some woman. And I know he was single. So I think we all need to start setting some standards, and I think we all need to start living our standards. I'm sorry that I even have to have this conversation. It's just like, this should be the basic. This should be the norm. You know, I've had some gorgeous men come to my seminars over the years. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. I've had some gorgeous one-to-one clients, and some of them have asked me out. I wouldn't dare. No freaking way. Because I have a standard and a level of professionalism, you know? It's so important that you find people that are actually going to stand in their authentic values and not just the ones that they project out. Like, get people to walk their talk, and don't be blown away, ladies and gents, by the little bit of attention that you get. Trust me, if you're getting it, who else is getting it? We've got to be honest about these things. I am not okay with any sort of predation at any point. You should feel safe to go to a seminar and lay, and I don't mean literally naked, but I mean lay your soul bare naked and not feel like you are going to get targeted or hit on or feel threatened energetically or whatever, like pervy energetics. No, you shouldn't feel like that. And this is where we need to raise our standards. Until we change, until we maintain our standards, this creepy behavior that people have normalized is going to continue. This is a really positive video this Monday, hey? And I'm like, how depressing can I be on a blooming Wednesday afternoon and sharing this with you? I don't mean to be depressing, guys, but sometimes we got to have some really important conversations. You know, I am tired of people coming to me saying, I feel attacked by this person did this, why was this person asking for my number? And then, you know, months down the line, people coming to me and saying, oh, I didn't want to share this with you. And I'm like, oh my goodness gracious me, like, what is going on here? Guys, we need to feel safe. If we don't feel safe, we can't be our authentic truth. We can't be our authentic version. It means we're constantly going to be on the battlefield. We're constantly going to be, and what's the word I'm looking for? Fight or flight mode. So please, can I ask each and every one of you to really take a moment to start to live in your authentic beliefs and values, full stop. No more half-arsing, or no more, yeah, I know, but he's cute. Come on, ladies, come on. I know what it's like when you get attention from a little cutie, you know, like it's easy to get waylaid and be like, oh, I'll just let my standards slip. No, no. You can help people. I actually had a really funny message either yesterday or the day before, really funny message. I was speaking on Instagram about obviously the fact that my YouTube video about the full moon energy said, don't be surprised if you have a relationship with a younger man. Anyway, this guy presented himself to me and he's like, hi, Lucy, you know, I might be the younger man that you're looking for. And, you know, like, I cannot possibly go and do anything about that. Like, not that I would anyway, but my point is, it's just an example. Like, I can't do anything about that, even if I wanted to, because I'm in a position of, you know, I'm in my professional role when I do my Instagram lives. Like, it might not look like it to you guys, but the reason I do my Instagram lives is because I want to help people. When I'm helping people, that's me. That's Lucy, the humanity, the mankind worker. That's not Lucy just being an idiot like I was a few weeks ago when I was out with my girlfriends taking videos of me dancing and stuff. You know, that is the Lucy that is mischievous and playful and fun and all the rest of it. Maybe I'll share one of those videos to lighten the mood of this one. But in my role where I'm helping humanity and I'm talking about things like, I can't do that. You can't do it. Like, this is authentic. You know, and you might be sat there going, well, Lucy, how the heck are you ever going to meet another man? I trust that it's going to happen. I trust I'm going to collide with somebody. I trust that he is going to cross my path at the divine moment that he is supposed to. I trust everything is happening exactly as it needs to. I'm not meddling with nature. I'm not meddling with anything right now. And you might be like, yeah, but Lucy, what if a man gets in your Instagram and he's the man that's destined for you and he's got no way of finding you? Trust me, if the universe wants him to find me, the universe will find a way. When I stop and think about it, my ex, Kyle, I lived in London. He lived in Hertfordshire. We met in Thailand. In Thailand. Why did we not meet in England? We lived there for our whole lives, pretty much. Why did it take a random scenario? He was only there for 10 days, 12 days, 14 days, I don't know, something like that at the time. He was only there for 14 days. What intrinsic divine plan ensured that we collided just at that time? I trust. I trust. If somebody slides into my DMs, I'm going to trust that they're going to be there. And ladies and gents, I really hope that this video is helping you just surrender a little bit. Recognizing that this wire and this drama that you've been feeding, like it's killing you from the inside out. And I'm going to be honest, my life for the last couple of months has been one big drama. Not necessarily my own doing. Maybe partly, who knows, whatever. But at the end of the day, and that's when my lung is showing signs of trauma. So I'm owning that. Why didn't I allow myself to feel that? Why did I shut myself down? Why did I put a stiff upper lip on it? I shouldn't have done. I should have allowed myself to feel it. I should have, who cares what people thought? Who cares if I needed to take a week off of work because I was blubbing my eyes out? Who cares if I hadn't turned up for that healing hangs? You know, those of you that were there, you saw me, like I was open with you. I told you on the healing hangs that I was going through a miscarriage. Like, how would people have judged me if I had just been like, you know what, guys, I can't do it today. I'm going to do it in a week, or I'll do it in 2 weeks. Would people have judged me? Maybe. But I kept on pushing forward. I'm hoping that this has just given you a little bit of an insight tonight, guys. I hope it gives you a little bit of, wow, I need to focus on me. I need to stop involving myself in these dramas and feeding this stuff that's going on around. I need to go inwards. I need to take time out for me. I need to go to the beach, or I need to go to the forest, or I need to go up the mountains. I need to take a week off. I need to go to Bora Bora for a month, as I always say. You know, what is it that you need? What is it that you need to be able to fully surrender, kick back, and just trust? I feel in such a beautiful place of serenity. It's almost like I needed that message today to just kick me up the butt, to just get myself fully grounded. I love you guys so much. I don't even know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to trust that this is the divine moment for this to be finishing. I love you. I love you. I love you. And for those of you watching and you're close to my Divine Activation Adventures channel on Telegram, please, please, please do just hold space. As like I say, I will be flying right at this now moment when I'm due to be live with you. I'm going to be flying over the world, imprinting the codes. What was that? That was interesting, wasn't it? Did you see that? There was something just here, maybe a moth or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, just if you want to hold space and just send love, I would really, really, really appreciate that. And I will be back with you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live or if I'm going to be doing a pre-recording again, but I will be back with you next Monday, ladies and gents. I love you to the moon and stars. You look after yourself. I hope this video has been useful. I apologize for it being a little bit depressing. I promise next week I'll be back upbeat, bringing it. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Have a good one.